it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and shout out Amy Gonzalez. Amy left me a comment on my YouTube page, and she basically wants to know my opinion on the whole J.cole situation. If you guys have not heard, J.cole is addressing colorism, and he's saying that he feels like the reason why he made it big in the industry is because he's light-skinned, and he also feels like if President Obama was dark-skinned, he would not be the president. I'm going to go ahead and post you guys the interview that he did with Clay Kane of BET. I want you guys to read the interview, and then I will come back with the rest of my commentary. Okay, so you guys just read the interview, and a lot of people are having a lot of, things to say. Some people agree with J.cole. Some people are saying that, he's really reaching right now. There's a lot of dark-skinned rappers. Why is he saying that? And I agree with J.cole. And they act like colorism doesn't exist. If it didn't exist, then the most beautiful women in the world would not always be the same 4 or 5 women who all look alike. Beyonce, Halle Berry, Alicia Keys, Christina Milian, and whoever else you want to add to the mix. It's always the same lighter skinned women, particular graded hair, things like that. So we have to admit that colorism is still out here and it's still strong. And it's not just in the black community. I think that's what people need to stop getting misconstrued. It's just not black people. I've seen a lot of colorism in the Indian community, in Asian communities. The darker you are, a lot of people hate that. They have all types of bleaching products and, bleaching commercials. It also is very, very big in the Latin community. There's even a saying in the Latin community about, making one's race better by lightening the skin. You never get with somebody darker than you because then you're making the race worse. I don't know how to say it in Spanish, but my Spanish friends told me about that. And it's really prevalent. A lot of people say it in the Dominican Republic that you always want to go with somebody lighter than you because then you're advancing the race. But I don't know how to say it in Spanish. Maybe one of my Hispanic or Latino subscribers can break it down for me in the comment section. But so colorism is very real, and I do agree that if President Obama was my complexion, if he was Wesley Snipes' complexion, he would not have gotten nominated, let alone be the president of the United States. Not only is he light-skinned, but he's also biracial, and I think that also played a big part in it because it made it easier for everyone to kind of see themselves in Barack. Not only black people, but white people also saw themselves in him because he has a white mother. So I do believe that that did play a big part in it. You also have to pay attention to the fact that people go in on Michelle Obama all the time. Not only black people, but white people, they constantly talk about her looks, her features, and everything else. Compare her to a monkey. They go in on her all the time as far as her looks. I've heard black men say that she's not attractive and go in on her and talk about her teeth and everything else. But they don't say those same things about Barack. Usually when they describe Barack Obama, he's handsome. He might be he might be crazy as hell. He might, be bombing kids in Afghanistan, but he is cute, he is handsome. Nobody ever goes in on his physical appearance like they do Michelle. And sometimes I feel like if Michelle was biracial or if she was a white woman, they would not go on her as hard. I mean, like they do that because of her skin tone, because she is darker and she's black and she has more black features. She doesn't have, Eurocentric features, and I feel like that's why they go in on her. As far as him saying that he's made it because he's a light-skinned rapper, I do understand what he's saying there. A lot of people are saying, well, what does he mean? Tupac is dark-skinned. Big Crit is dark-skinned. Kendrick Lamar is dark-skinned. And I understand that. But I think that there's certain things that light-skinned rappers can get away with that dark-skinned rappers can't. When you take Drake and Lil Wayne, for example. Drake talks about topics that other rappers will not touch. Drake gets depressed. Drake talks about girls dissing him, heartache. And I love Drake's music. Drake can really, really rap to me. Drake talks about a lot of things that a lot of other artists would not touch. I think if Lil Wayne was to do the same type of music that Drake did, it would not be received well. If the average dark-skinned rapper has to be overly masculine. They have to talk about selling drugs, killing people, putting mollies in your drinks and you ain't even know it. They have to talk about the most ratchet shit for them to be accepted and to be seen as hard. But then Drake can talk about soft stuff and, love and heartache and heartbreak. And it's not seen as him being a punk. It's okay. J.cole can talk about other things and it's not seen as him being a punk. It's okay. Whereas I feel like if Rick Ross was to come out and talk about, his heart getting broke as opposed to him fucking every bitch, it wouldn't be taken as seriously, wouldn't be received as well. It seems like for a lot of darker skin artists, they have to show out more. They have to be overly emasculated. They have to be super tough. They have to talk about the most gangster shit. They have to talk about like really, really hardcore shit. Where some of the lighter skin rappers, they don't have to go as tough and people are just going to like them just because they're cute or just because of whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand where J. Cole is coming from. I don't think he's saying that, you know, dark-skinned rappers, you know, haven't paid their dues or that they don't make it. He's just saying that for a lot of lighter-skinned rappers, they don't have to go as hard. They don't have to go to the extreme as some darker-skinned males have to go. It's almost like the darker a male is, the more that he has to be super aggressive, super emasculated, hypersexual. You know what I'm saying? Whereas a little light-skinned boy, they look at him like, oh, he's more like the pretty boy. He can be more laid back. He doesn't have to act as tough. He doesn't have to do as much. So I do agree with J. Cole that there is a lot of colorism out here. You know, there's a lot of things going on in our community that we need to wake up and realize. There's a lot of things that we do subconsciously. You know, everything from the models that are being put in videos and to the people that are on the cover. I mean, even when you go on certain websites, you know, that are geared towards black women like Clutch Magazine and Madame Noir. And while I love these websites, whenever they have topics about, you know, beautiful black women, most, especially the top 5, all the women look alike. And most of them are not even full black. They're biracial. You might get a Janelle Monáe that sneaks in there. You might get an Erykah Badu that sneaks in there. But that's very rare. You know, most of the women look more Eurocentric. But with that being said, I don't think it's fair to knock anyone because of their features. I remember I had posted a topic the other day about Beyonce's haircut. People were like just so obsessed with her, and people were so upset about her cutting her hair or taking her weave out, whichever one you want to call that. And there were some people upset, like, you know, why is she such a big deal and it's not fair, and, you know, how's my child supposed to look at herself and love herself? I don't think we should ever get into a place where we knock somebody for their features. Beyonce, J. Cole, Drake, they can't help how they were born. Nobody has control of their skin tone. A light-skinned person has no more control of their skin tone than I do of mine. We're all born the way that we were born. We're all born with the complexion that we were born. We're all born with the feature that we were born. So I think to be mad or to be angry or to, you know, make somebody feel like they're less than because of their features is not right. And that goes for both dark skin and light skin. That goes for light skinned people who make fun of dark skinned people for having, you know, Afrocentric features, you know, thicker nose, bigger lips, you know, things like that. And it also goes for dark-skinned people who make fun of lighter-skinned people for having more Eurocentric features. You know, I just feel like at the end of the day, we need to be able to accept each other and realize that there's no difference, you know, between the races. Like, you know, if you're black, you're black. If you're light-skinned, you're light-skinned. If you're dark-skinned, you're dark-skinned. You're still black at the end of the day. And I think until we get a handle on that and until we can learn to accept each other, there will be colorism. I think he said a few deep things in there. I definitely do agree with a lot of the things that he says. So anyways, I don't want to make this video too long. Go ahead, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about the entire situation. Do you agree with him? Do you feel like if Obama was dark-skinned, he would be president? And then how do you feel about him saying that it's easier for lighter-skinned rappers to get into the game and that, you know, he's been able to become successful because of his skin tone as opposed to darker-skinned rappers? So let me know your thoughts. All right. Deuces.